Yeah, that mouse pad sucks. All right.
Not really. This is pretty good.
It does. All right, fans. So you get to see us before.
Why'd you rip that off? You voted.
Oh,
Be proud.
I voted today.
He didn't vote. He's a liar. He's a sham.
I'm not lying. There's no line here.
He's a shambly sham. No, so I'm like, this episode coming up, we're just going to be like talking about like definitely my miscomings up with the Jeep, Steve's adventure coming up, and the trip plan that we have for actually not this weekend, but the weekend after. So everything's going to come into play.
Kind of.
So,
well, we're going to go ahead and fire up the podcast on our official studio mic. And then we're going to talk about some stuff, what we've seen this week, what's going on this weekend, and, see where it takes us.
mm-hmm.
Sorry. Okay.
You're fine.
All right. And then 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, this is John.
And Steve.
And we're here at Steve's house today. And we got a riveting episode for you guys. We're going to be talking about Steve's upcoming trip here on Friday. We're going to be talking about my misfortunate events that are happening with the Jeep. We're also going to dive deep into SEMA, some SEMA talks, and we're also going to be talking about, I don't know, whatever comes to mind, I suppose. So anyways, Steve, how was your day?
It wasn't bad. Got some grocery shopping done for my trip. Kind of had to do a firmware update to my taser in the Jeep because decided on my drive home that it was going to completely cut off everything on my dash and make my radio freak out. So that was fun. But there was a firmware update out there which fixed the major bug, which is what I experienced again,
which is terrifying.
Yeah. I mean, you can honestly, I can unplug it and plug the stuff back into the OBD2 port.
I know, but that's still terrifying. Like I couldn't.
Yeah, at least I know what it is.
Yeah, I couldn't fucking deal with that.
But other than that, I mean, it was another day in paradise. I'm back in the office now, which is why I look like cleaned up and hairstyled and nicer clothes.
For those of you listening on our actual podcast, Steve is wearing a quarter zip marathon jacket while drinking
Coca-Cola.
Some scotch.
No, it's Coca-Cola.
500
Coca-Cola out of a mason jar.
500-year-old scotch with 2 cubes of Antarctic ice.
Yeah, no.
Slowly sipping it from.
Actually, the first Coke had a salted caramel. A little salted caramel.
Oh. Salted caramel.
Yeah.
The bourbon or whiskey.
Go juice. Whiskey, not bourbon.
I didn't know. How am I supposed to? Oh, I was there when you bought it. I was there when you bought it. Sorry, I forgot.
Oh, this guy. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
All right. So how was your day?
Oh, my day was just peachy. Actually, it turned out to be a really good day in the morning because I've been looking at getting a secondary vehicle because, as you all know, for our listeners, my Jeep took a dip in Kentucky. We finally got it home. It's up at a shop here that's local. And he's been looking at it and stuff like that. Well, me and Travis went to go look at it and discovered, yes, it is hydrolocked. Womp, womp, womp.
Womp, womp, womp.
So that really sucks. It's not a good time. So I was putzing around on Facebook Marketplace looking at secondary vehicles, and my first Jeep was a Cherokee. So I want to get another one of those. And I was looking at them, and like the prices of them aren't too bad right now. They're like $2-3 grand, and I was like, wow, that's not that bad for a full-size vehicle. That's not that bad.
It's shaped like a toaster.
No, not really. That's the Renegade, buddy.
Shaped like a dumpster.
They're not dumpsters.
It's a rectangle.
I mean, it's a pretty sexy rectangle. So is your Jeep. So is my Jeep.
Mine's a bigger rectangle.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, they're a very cool little rig, and I was really excited for looking at them. I was actually going to contact a guy today and see if I could go
Today.
I was gonna go look at it this weekend or whatever because I was really interested with it. But so what happened is, in the long run, I get a call at like 4:00, and it's from the shop in town. And I was like, hey, you know what? I've been finally waiting for a call from him. And he goes, John. And I go, hey, man, I've been waiting for this call. I'm so excited. And he goes, I wouldn't be. And I go, what do you mean? He says, the warranty's not covering your engine. And I go, no. I was so sad. And he goes, I said, what? I said, what disqualified it? Not, dipping it in basically a river, the mud, anything like that.
Aliens.
I was over my warranty mileage by 5,000 miles. It's not even the same motor. It only had 65,000 miles on it. Sad. So sad. Hey, it's just a shit in the dark. And he goes, yeah, it's gonna be about like $4,000. And I said, fine, I'll fix it. Like, I can't do anything about it. Yeah, right. I'm like shit out of luck. And it just sucks. Like party pooper parade day. I even wore my new hat today at work because I was like, today's gonna be a good day.
It's gonna be a good day.
It's a very nice hat.
And all my stuff's going well today. No. Lies.
It was really sad. So, good news is, I think he's starting to work on it. But bad news,
good news he's starting to work on it. So maybe it will be done by mid next week.
I hope so.
Because figure it's Tuesday, so he's starting at midweek.
I think he'll start on tomorrow or Thursday, and then he'll start working on it next
because he's got to get the old motor out. So
he has to pull the tranny with the motor on it.
Why?
Me and Travis were talking about it, and the torque converter bolts. So when Travis takes the bell just has to disconnect the bell housing from the engine, the torque converter bolts, there's like 2. There's a total of 8. And the way he explained it was right where the starter is, you pull that out, and right where because the starter has like a gear in it, but like that gear is turned by the torque converter, which is fine. Like, okay, that's cool. But what's behind that, there's like 8 bolts that are on this wheel that the camshaft turns.
Yeah, it's flywheel.
And you have to, I guess that, but I don't know. Travis said you had to take the torque converter bolts off.
Yeah, if it's not lined up right, that won't pull off the bell housing.
And you have to like take them off and rotate that. But the only way to do that is if the Jeeps are hydrolocked. So you have to take it all off, and then it exposes all the bolts.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Ben knows that, right? Well, he will.
He will.
Let's get you an engine and tranny together. Forever, it's engine and transmission. Yay! That sucks.
Yeah.
But it'll be running tip top when you get it back again. And John's never going to go near even a fucking puddle. Like, he's going to be swerving into oncoming traffic to avoid puddles on the road.
I'm just going to stop taking pictures.
Or park safely and then go take your pictures.
Then it's not going to take any more pictures, Steve. I'm done. I'm hanging my head up. I'm being dramatic. I'm just never going to park in a river.
Drama queen. Don't park in rivers.
Well, unless
you're in a boat.
Our next few whaling trips aren't near water. Hopefully, fucking thank God. Like next time we go down to Slade,
don't go in Salt Creek and don't go up Waterfall, and then you're not in any water in Benton.
Well, that's fine.
No, because Salt Creek can get stupid deep if you don't know where to look on Salt Creek to make sure it's not stupid deep when you go in.
I'll just go to the island we're always on.
No, but sometimes you can't even get to the island because that channel through there will get real deep.
That's terrifying.
So just don't go to Salt Creek. Just don't go. Unless if Jason Henry's with you, go. But if Jason's not with you, don't go. I know I'm the only other person in our group that I would feel confident looking at the different rocks that are in that channel to make sure that you can see them so you know it's not deep. Because if you can't see them, it's deep.
Terrifying. That one side of waterfall is real deep. Even when it's dry.
I've watched Jeeps hydrolock in there.
Oh, really?
If you go over too far. I know where you're going.
Yeah.
So moral story, don't do waterfall. Don't do Salt Creek.
Yeah. Well, see, those Vinton County is like fine. Like that, I mean, there's some really challenging trails up there. Like what was just stupid about Slade was we were in that exact same spot where I parked.
And a not challenging area. Like there's picnic tables and fire pits.
Yeah,
like,
it wasn't anything like. There's no cool story behind how I hydrolocked my. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Like I stood in this whole big water hole, dude, and I totally almost got through.
But Mike's got a great story. He rolled over.
Yeah,
and then it exploded.
Yeah, like that's a pretty cool freaking story. Like I don't have any cool story.
You rolled over on Holiday Hill, and then the oil got in front of the piston, and then when you fired it back up, there was pressure, and it boom blew a rod through the bottom of the block.
I got out of my Jeep, and I said, "I'm going to take a picture," and then my Jeep started sliding, and I said, "I'm not taking a picture," and I went to put it in reverse.
And then everything went wrong.
Everything went wrong.
Everything that could go wrong went wrong.
Everything went wrong. It was like a perfect scenario. It was probably just like the perfect storm just telling me, hey, you are fucked. And I go, yeah, I figured. It was
just ridiculous. Stupid. But it's getting fixed now. Yay.
For a lot of money.
Boo.
Get out of here. But anyways, so we do have a trip coming up. Between Two Jeeps is doing a meet and greet down in Hocking Hills. So we're getting campsites and stuff like that, and we're going to do hiking, wheeling, and we're also going to, explore the area and just do a general meet and greet for Between Two Jeeps. It's going to be a very chill and relaxed weekend. If I don't have my Jeep, I'm going to be being co-pilot to Sorsha, the Black Dragon, Rochelle. She's a very nice lady. The aunties, my aunts, Rochelle and Christy. Sorry. They're gonna take me under their wing, and I'm gonna just be their little buddy for the weekend, I suppose. So that's very exciting. That's coming up. I'm not canceling that because that is a pretty big event. I know a lot of people are coming to that. I'm very excited for it. So, Steve, why don't you tell us what you're doing?
Well, so for those that don't follow like auto shows and stuff like that, this week, started today, is SEMA. And I have a few friends that are in the off-road builders building, which is the West Hall, showing off some builds that they have. And one of our friends, Greg Henderson, is there with his YJL. And he unveiled it. The big Quadratech unveiling was today, and they showed off, the whole build with the straight 6 motor and everything that he did to it, and it's pretty tits. So he has entered in Battle of the Builders. So I'm like fingers, eyes, toes, legs, everything's crossed that he makes it into the next round, because it'd be huge for him to get in there to advance on. Not to mention good for Quadratech because the Jeep is really awesome.
The Jeep is really nice. It's really nicely built. I know he was really worried about his stuff, but he did such a good job. Like he turned literally a 2021 Jeep into like a 1993 Jeep, and it's pretty nice.
Everything's super clean. And we're not just talking he slapped a grill on it and some square headlights. No, like the dash, the steering wheel is actually out of a YJ, and it's a tilt steering wheel, which was an option. So like they came with a straight steering wheel that you just kind of have to like get used to. Not a tilt. So, it's dashes out of a YJ, transfer case, everything looks correct.
Except for bigger, a little bit.
Yeah, except for it's considerably bigger.
It's a little bit
considerably bigger.
The JL is a little bit bigger than the
But paint color, it's that sort of Sahara gold that they offered on the first runs of the Saharas, which was the first run was on the YJ. And it's even got we're talking details down to like the right pinstriping around the wheel wells. Just everything like that. And for those that follow Greg and official use only and or Quadratech, if you can see pictures inside of the engine bay, there's a really cool tribute in there to a friend that Greg lost, who passed away. So it's pretty sweet. It's kind of, it's kind of cool. It's really cool. So the other thing that I have, so obviously SEMA's going on. So I've got, friends and people that I, follow their YouTube channels, follow their blogs, follow their Instagrams, watch their stuff, are there with their builds. Well, I know we probably talked about this on a podcast earlier. I think maybe last episode or the episode before, but I'm actually Friday. I leave after work and drive almost 1,600 miles, give or take a couple. 24 and a half hours from my farm to Moab, where I'm meeting up with Greg and a bunch of his friends that have their vehicles at SEMA to spend 6 days wheeling with them and some other Jeep people that are also pretty famous in the social media, blogger, whatever space. 6 days wheeling with these folks in Moab. So I'm going to Jeep Mecca to meet up with these awesome people. Now, what's cool about this is, John and I have talked about it. We're taking the club there, and Rochelle. We're taking the club there in April for Easter Jeep. So my goal is within these 6 days to make all these contacts, build some friendships, stuff like that. So when the club goes out in April, the club can have kind of, I don't want to say a behind the scenes thing in Moab, but we'll be able to wheel up and do some stuff that other people that are there for Easter Jeep won't be able to do. Like Greg's taking.
Well, they don't know about because it's not.
Yeah, it's not advertised.
You have to know
Yep.
the area to know it, and that's what's really cool about it.
Yeah. So Greg is, he was talking to John and I about some of the trails that we're gonna hit, and it's stuff that people, it's not the well, yes, you'll start on a badge on a trail. There's a fork in the road, and instead of going where everybody else goes, you go the other way, and it's really cool. But you have to know what you're doing, or have to have a guide with you to be able to, because sometimes the trails will be blown out, so you have to know where to go. So, Greg recommended I'm going to map it, the whole thing while I'm there at the map app. He'll share some stuff with me that he's got on his. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to 6 days of wheeling with, some of the biggest names in the Jeep community. And hopefully growing our podcast and growing our YouTube channel, so we can continue to provide the great content that we do, and engaging with the everyday Jeeper. I mean, that's our big thing. Like, it's gonna be really cool to meet these people and wheel with them and like get in with them. But our focus is still the everyday Jeeper that will be at a meet and greet or a wheeling event. It's somebody's first time. They have no clue about any of this stuff, and they're asking very basic questions. That's our target audience is the beginner and the person that's just out there to have fun. It's not the, oh my God, as John would say, touching themselves inappropriately over your Jeeps in the car. Oh, you got a 4-inch lift at 42. No.
Oh, it's so annoying.
No, that's not our focus. Our focus, and Greg would say the same thing. Like if you get on his YouTube channel, which again I'm gonna plug it again. Yes, thank you. Unofficial use only. I know the name. I've got a hat. If you get on Greg's unofficial use only, you'll notice like he melts ducks. We've been talking about doing something crazy with a couple of things that we all hate that is big in the Jeep community. So I'm not going to give that away because we're going to put it on his YouTube channel once we do it.
But I like some angry grills though.
Don't give it away.
That's not all of it though. But I'm going to stand up for those people. Some of them look badass.
Lame.
What if they made a grill that they were happy?
I'm so happy. Like the lines are underneath, and then the fucking slots like bubble up like a big creepy grin. That'd be even worse. Like it's gonna run you over. Like
just like this. Ha ha! You're like no.
Yeah.
No, but
So anyway, I got that long drive. So I'm splitting it up into 3 days. I'm stopping in Iowa the first night. I've got my things mapped out on Google Maps. They're already in my phone, so once I plug my phone into the Jeep, pull up Google Maps, restart that trip. I've got my out mapped. My back is not mapped because I'm following Greg back, so wherever the fuck he decides to stop. I guarantee I'm going to end up taking like trucker stay awake pills because that dude's nuts. Greg's like, we're driving straight through, Steve, 26 hours. Now, the good news is with his big truck, he's limited to 60. So I know at least I'm not going to get like, he's not going to go in 70.
I know, he's not going to get lost.
And I'll be able to draft him because he's driving a 2.5-ton Army truck. But yeah, so that's kind of what I got going on. I had to get the camper. So what's the weather like right now, John?
It's cold.
It's cold. And what do people typically do with their campers when it's cold?
They winterize them.
Right. But I'm leaving for a trip on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't leave it unwinterized because then the pipes will freeze and bust. So I had to winterize my camper, and then I'll have to unwinterize it when I get to Utah.
Oh, so you have to
And
flush
then,
all that gross stuff
yep,
out?
and then re-winterize it when I get back. Or before I come back. Yep, I already did it. I dumped 3 gallons of the winterizing in the tank, turned the pump on, opened all the faucets, pink shit came out of everything, shut everything down. Water heater is the...
Can you drink that stuff?
Yeah, it's not toxic.
Oh.
It's glycol. And then I had to shut the... it's what's in Fat Pop.
See, that's disgusting. Like, you're winterizing a camper, but, can I have a Diet Coke, please, with some glycol in it?
A diet what?
A Diet Coke. Can I have a large Diet Coke with my French fries, please?
Can I have a big cheese? Can I have a big cheese penis? Not like the big cheddar penises. But no, so yeah, I had to winterize it, and then I had to buy double the winterizing stuff because I have to unwinterize it and then re-winter. Now it's cheap. It's only like $4 a gallon for the stuff, and I need 3. But I have to make sure when I get there to get it all out of the system, then open the valves to my water heater, get that back full of water. Like it was a whole thing.
Good. I'm sorry. All I can think about is the cheese penis that you were talking about.
Penis.
So, Madison works at X company.
A cheese penis factory.
And all the Mexicans there on first shift, how they flirt with the girls as they don't speak English and want to tell them how they want to have sex. They make cheese penises. Be like, hey, Mamacita, I made you this cheese penis. I made you this queso pectoro. I made you this guacamole over here, buddy. Yeah, you want some? Or a cocadilla.
Queso cock.
Yeah, can I have a large Diet Coke minus the cock, please?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, no, but back to what Steve was saying about guys who literally will go up to somebody's... Like, they oodle over them. There are people in the Jeep community that if you have money, you can build, like, a super rig, which is awesome. And then all the people go, oh, yeah, your rig's so fucking good. Oh, my God, I just want to be like you. Like, oh, no... Their head gets big, they become dicks, and they think they're the best in the world, but they're not.
They watch a wheel and they suck.
They're not good wheelers, or they're not good people in general. I mean, yeah, they can put up a facade, but like under all that, it's all about money, and it's all about like, it's just the money. It's just that's all it is. Just the money. Like, hey, I built this cool rig. Give me free shit. I will go out and have my camera crew X, Y, and Z follow me around. Like that's not wheeling to an extent. Like. You dumped 80 grand into a rig just so that you could make money and get free shit, which is cool. Like if you have the resources, do it, but like don't be dicks to people. And then the people who are like leeching off of you and basically sucking your metaphorical Jeep dick, like come on, like it's literally a hill that I will not get off of because I'm the only 23 years old, but I have literally 50-year-old men every time we go wheeling come up to me like, hey, you're the guy from TikTok. I'm like, yeah, I am. Hello, nice to meet you. You want to make one? Like, I'm very interactive with them. Like, you're the guy from Cockblock. No, cheese penis. No, God, he said that on a podcast. So
our podcast is not safe for kids.
Our podcast is safe for all kids. Yeah,
nope.
All ages.
No. It says 18 plus and 18 plus. Yeah, it's not.
It's
child appropriate.
It's child appropriate.
No. Maybe if you hate your kids. Here, listen to this. Fuck shit, damn. Oh my God.
Daddy, what's a cheese penis? Jesus Christ, where'd you hear that, son? Your podcast, Dad. Son of a bitch. I'm a terrible father. But no, I hate those guys. I hate you go to a car show, okay. So a few car kids, like when you go to car shows and stuff, they'll walk up to old kids like, oh, they'll just start like rambling on and stuff. Like I can understand that.
I'm the greatest gladiator that ever lived.
But like, I can understand that. You know what I mean? But like a kid my age, I'm 23, and younger, like we're starting to get into the off-roading scene. We're starting to build our rigs. We're starting to see how we fit in, and we're starting to get our footing in the world, like career-wise and stuff like that. So we have a lot of intermediate rigs. You know what I mean? Go get that guy who's already like 50 years old, millionaire over here, be like, oh yeah, look at my rig. My rig's so much cooler than yours. Ha ha, ha ha, bro. Look at that. I'm just like, shut the fuck, get the fuck off your high horse. Like, fuck.
Hold on. But you're generalizing because not everybody that has those rigs is like that. Because I've met some people that have really super nice rigs.
I'm just talking about the guys who are like, oh yeah. Like I'm not talking. You know who they are.
We've all seen them.
You've all seen them. Like it's true. Like you can see like
they're the ones that aren't socializing with anybody outside of standing by their rig. So if you walk up to their rig, they'll talk to you.
That's what I'm talking about.
But they're not walking around talking to people, hanging out, whatever.
It was like when we were talking to Greg took the time out of his day to talk to us at Toledo Jeep Fest. And we're like shooting the shit for 2 hours. As soon as we were done, he got swarmed with people like flies.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and we made fun of him for while we were talking. And he goes, yeah, as soon as he walked around the corner, got swarmed. Like he looked back at us almost like a help.
Yeah, he's like, oh, and I go, God, Jesus Christ.
See you, bud. But yeah, no, it's these, like, I get it. I'm gonna have a couple, oh my God, fangirl moments when I meet some of the people I'm gonna meet next week.
Squeals, throws cheese dicks at him.
Ducks just shoot out of my pants.
like he has like retractable like go gadget duck cannon.
No. What I'm gonna do though is at one of the points when we get done running the hard obstacle, I'm gonna grab like 10 of the ducks and put them like under my hoodie, and then come out like shaking, like I got scared shitless, and go, "Oh God!" and I just drop them on the ground like I pooped. Greg will laugh at that. But
make sure to pick them up.
I will. Yeah, I leave no trace. Don't act like I'm not an Eagle Scout too.
I will hunt you down.
Anyway,
I have to send Steve.
Yes, I'm going to have a couple fangirl moments because some of the people that Greg were saying were going to be there. Like again, I've watched these guys on YouTube for a while. It's going to be cool to actually meet them in person, but I'm not going to be like, oh my God, like, can I see the detail? No, it's like, all right, awesome. I'm so glad to meet you in person, and I'm hoping that they're real, like they are on their channels. But I don't think Greg would hang out with people that are douchebags because he makes fun of douchebags just like us. So it's going to be cool to meet these guys.
And like another thing is, if you don't like our content, you don't have to listen to it. You don't. Like, this is how we are. This is real life stuff. I'm not going to bullshit you. Like, me and Steve have been slacking. We got some messages on the Facebook Messenger, and if people were like, hey, come out to our events and stuff, I'm just like, I'm depressed because my Jeep's broke. No. And Steve's like, I'm going on this fancy trip, and I'm like, depressed. And like, that's what's going on with our lives. Like, like I'm trying to budget like $4,000, and Steve's like, he's trying to budget like X amount of expenses for his trip. Like, we're slacking. And for our listeners, I just want to let you know that we're going to respond to them and stuff like that. Like, I apologize. Yeah, I definitely have been in the slump for the last month.
Yeah, we've been trying to keep up on them somewhat, but we're not. Obviously, John's got the thing in 2 weeks for the meet and greet.
It is,
but I've been trying to reply to people saying, "Hey, listen, I'm out for pretty much November and some of December, just because it's going to cost me $1,500 for everything, not just fuel, but campsite's already paid for, but I have to factor that into the budget, even though I've already paid for it. It's going to cost me probably about $800 in fuel, and then anything I do out there. So it's being money conscious and budgeting. But yeah, I had to, because this was an unplanned trip. Like, see, like if it was something where it was like early in the year, I found out that I was going to go in November. This would have all been prepaid. I'd have had gas cards ready to go. Everything would have been set aside. But literally, I had 4 weeks to not scrape this together, but 4 weeks to plan this and fit it into my budget. And yeah, I could do it, because if I couldn't, I wouldn't be going. But for our April trip, that's already I've got that all set aside. I've actually started to collect stuff for it, because what I like to do is I like to prepay gas cards. That way, I'm not putting debit cards in and out of fuel pumps in the areas where I don't know, stuff like that. So and I'm not taking any of that, because that's again, I've budgeted it out for April. So I'm weird.
No, that's
the best way to put it.
It's very smart, because when me, Mr. Spearman, Dad, again, thank you, Mr. Spearman, for helping me get the Jeep. I really appreciate that. I know you're one of our biggest listeners and supporters. I really appreciate that. I'm not a brown noser, so you're very lucky.
Well, if you watch YouTube, he does have some shit, right?
No,
right? Like
I'm not a brown noser, but I really
go between the eyes, go down towards the mouth. It's like
I
right
appreciate
there.
your help, Mr. Spearman. I really do. Again, Caller Nation, thank you again for all your guys' support as well too. I just like to give you guys as much support as I can. Make sure to follow Caller Nation on YouTube and watch their content. Because Miss Moffat is putting out some sick videos. They're a very cool
As well
couple
as Travis
as
from
well, too.
Off-Road Disciples.
Yep,
They're
actually,
getting
I
their
was
stuff
about ready to
going.
talk to him about him.
Okay.
He contacted us, and we're going to actually be doing a collab with him here soon.
Collab.
Whether it's a wheeling event or whether it's like one of these sit-down chats, because he's a really cool guy, really nice guy. He put a lot of effort into helping get my Jeep home too. And I was like, hey, one of our members of our club stepped forward and was like, hey, we're going to get this. He was going to put me on his AAA plan. Like, this man was like taking steps to get my Jeep home, and I was like, wow, I really appreciate this. So Travis, thank you again. It was a pleasure meeting you down in Slade.
It was. I'm looking forward to that collab.
Yeah, he's a real cool dude. Like, he's a real nice guy, has a real nice rig. These are our podcast and like our TikTok. Well, my TikTok and Steve's TikTok, they're two different TikToks.
They are. I can't.
They're very two different ones. Listen. Well, I have two TikTok.
He's got two TikToks.
Shut up. Anyways, but no, it's really cool that we're building like this following group through like all of our like platforms that we're trying to build, and they're like, hey, like we're creating like-minded peoples and coming together and meeting them. It's really nice.
Yeah, and
it's
just
really cool.
Just like today, my Instagram, I added like 30 more followers on it after I did my post with just the map of Ohio to Utah. And I said, a new adventure Friday, November 5th, a new adventure starts. Did you see my post?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah. Well, one of the it must have been the hashtag Mullever hashtag something on there. I like collected. I'm over 800 followers now, which isn't a lot in the vlogger sphere, but it's coming along. I'm almost at 2,300.
I can start monetizing my Instagram.
Yeah, what is that? 1,000 followers?
No, I think I have to figure out how to do.
Instagram is really tough.
I have to get like a brand to like put me on branded stuff, and I'm like,
okay, yeah. So I'm already green checked for that, but I don't know what brand.
I don't know how. You have to request them.
Yeah.
So that's how you get sponsorships through Instagram. You have to request and like I guess apply. I suppose. Yes. I don't know. It's really. I have to look it up.
Yeah. Once I hit 1,000, once I get over 1,000 and start getting more content on there, I'll start investigating that. But anyway, and again, that's my personal Instagram, my personal TikTok. Like it's stuff to do with the podcast, but that's some of my personal shit that I do. So it is what it is. I want the podcast to grow. And again, we don't have a TikTok for the podcast. We don't have an Instagram for the podcast. We got a YouTube channel, Facebook page, and then the podcast across all platforms.
I think we should do an Instagram for the podcast.
If we do, you're going to manage it. I suck at that whole thing.
He didn't know what hashtags were.
No, I do know what hashtags are. I did not know that you could use hashtags in YouTube. I didn't think that they would actually come across as hashtags. I thought it would come across as a pound sign with the word. No, because some platforms, depending on
some platforms do,
hi, I'm gonna go IT nerd on you. Some platforms, depending on what they're encoded on the back end for the web hosting, don't recognize hashtags in the language, so it just shows up as a pound sign with the word. So I didn't know if YouTube was like that or not. But yes, I understand. I know. I would hope I know what a hashtag is.
He doesn't know what a hashtag is. But no, like
But I was using hashtags before hashtags were a big thing.
Were you really?
I was at the conference where they launched them.
That's really cool.
Yeah, so you were checking in by doing that, and everybody's like, pound, whatever. I'm like, and then they made the announcement that no, it's a hashtag because it was I think it was something for when Twitter launched. Pretty sure it was when Twitter launched.
When you were still working for Microsoft. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. But anyways, guys, so yeah, I guess we should start a Between Two Jeeps thing. I think in our near future, guys, if you're really interested in this, because get out of here with your case. Because we want to do a build for our podcast. I think that would be really cool. I mean, we've been putzing around the idea. Like we're talking like 5-year goal. Like we're not talking like anything soon. No. But like starting selling merchandise, maybe even opening a small off-road shop just for like nearby off-roaders, mainly
Yeah.
we could do like classes there.
Well,
maybe. I don't know.
The other thing that I've been approached by a couple people, and I know I mentioned this to you, but I don't know. We have to have insurance before we can even think going down this path. But is offering
doing the
guided
tours. Yeah.
So a couple guys that I know that are
Discover 4x4.
Yeah, that are Paul Porter and his wife. They do a couple off-road trips up to Michigan. They're doing a snow wheeling trip. So, and they just made it. I saw that his wife made it public today. So now you don't have to be on their page. You can find it by searching for it. Anyway, they're great people. It looks like it's gonna be a fantastic event. It'd be a fantastic vacation up there. I mean, honestly, the price is less than you'd spend going to Kalahari for a weekend and get to wheel some of the coolest trails up near Grayling, Michigan, in the snow. But they're really cool people, and that's what they kind of do as a side hustle along with their real jobs and everything else they do. So a couple people had approached us about, man, you guys should do the same thing, only, go down to lead a trip into Slade, or, go wheeling where you want to go, or plan a trip up to Silver Lake, or do something like that. I'm like, yeah, but then there's liability. So we have to get liability insurance, and there's some hoops we'd have to jump through in order to make that happen. But that's why we're doing the meet and greets, because we're not liable at a meet and greet. You're showing up on your own accord. You're not paying for anything, all that stuff. So that's why we're thinking maybe enter that space with merch that you could, while you're at the meet and greet, we'll have a meet and greet hat. You can buy the hat. And now
I think it would start off with like stickers.
We're gonna start out with we've got the stickers.
I know, but like stickers.
Yeah, nicer stickers that we could charge for. I mean, the stickers are nice, but I wouldn't charge anybody for them.
We could do decals, and I think maybe like
decals,
a sweatshirt,
a hoodie, a sweatshirt, and a t-shirt. People like that crap. Not that it's crap, but people like that stuff. Like how I just ordered a new hoodie from 9 Line. That's the Jeep grill is made out of rifles, and the headlights are front sights off of AR.
That's pretty cool.
It's pretty slick.
But no, it's just simple things like that. But we want to expand our brand, and I feel like building our YouTube channel, once I get the proper camera recording equipment, it's going to take off, because I love doing this shit. Like I said, I got 70,000 on my one TikTok just for making silly videos, and then I'm building my Jeep TikTok. We're almost to 5,000 there. Instagram 4,000.
And I'm gonna experiment
1,500 on my other Instagram.
And I'm experimenting when I go out next week about actually like taking more interactive videos with the GoPro and not just having it strapped to the front of my Jeep and just wheeling on the trails, as well as the drone. I'm gonna launch that a couple times.
I'm gonna coach you before you leave and be like, hey, just it's basically you just use your selfie stick, be like, hey, I'm Steve. Hello.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing. Bam. And then you just stop. Record.
I have watched in the last week probably about 50 hours of Dirt Every Day.
Dirt Every Day and Bleep and Jeep.
Yep.
That's all you need to do.
I've watched both their channels, so I'm going to basically model after them.
It's pretty straightforward.
Yep.
I don't know if you noticed this, but we have the same attitudes as friend Dave.
Huh?
Dirt Every Day.
Oh yeah.
It's for Fred and then Dave.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're a friend. I'm Dave.
Yeah. Take your Dave. You're definitely Dave.
Yeah. He's crazy. He's funny. I like Fred. It's funny.
All right. Well, I think we've got a good. We kind of recapped what's happening. So obviously next week there will be.
I could do a solo one, dude.
I think we each do solo ones.
Yeah,
because I can post them out there. I'll have cell service. So
and then you can post your own little episode, and then I'll be like, "Hello and welcome to John's
welcome to John's Intimate Corner, where we talk about cheese sticks."
Oh, this gorgonzola right here is very fun premium cheese cock. Oh,
Jesus!
I can't.
Oh my god!
Yes. Can I have a large cock and back?
So any episodes that are posted by John, you might not want to listen to, or listen to it if that's your shtick. The ones that are going to be posted by me, I'm gonna try my best to do at least a nightly recap once I get there. Like, you're not gonna want to hear about me on the road, because it's gonna be like, the goddamn semi cut me off. Oh, slow down to 10. Like, you're not gonna want to hear any of that.
You just hear John snoring in the background.
But once I get there, then I'm going to try to do nightly recaps about what we did that day, as well as upload as much stuff to YouTube as bandwidth will provide. Supposedly Verizon has 5G there. I'll believe it when I get there. So anyway, this is Steve.
And John, and we want to say thank you guys so much for all your constant support and for following us on everything that you do. So please make sure to share our podcast with your friends and your Jeep clubs as well too. And
like our Facebook page.
Yes, please like our Facebook page and check out our events tab.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel, Between Two Jeeps. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Boom.
Bam. Done.
That was solid.
Slap.
That's a good one. That one.
Have a good night, guys. Thanks.
Nobody watching it, but somebody might watch it later. And that's going to ask you if you want to publish now.